What's up, Anton? How are you?
What's up, Rafi? How are you?
Doing
You
good, doing
wanna
good.
Good, good. You wanna do a brief introduction about yourself to our listeners?
Sure. I come from a background of music. Um, I own a record label, management company. I've been on tour with a few artists, major artists. I'm helping to manage your wife, actually, Josie. Great artist. Narco Juliet, working with a lot of the Opium Group, which is like Playboy Cardi. I've been instrumental in a lot of the studio sessions with people like Meek Mill. Um, I've been in. I've been doing also some comedy show, Mike Epps. I've been around a lot of people in the music industry and movie scene, and comedy. So definitely entertainment world.
So, how do you feel that technology and AI and blockchain and quantum and whatever else tech that you might be involved in is changing that space since you've been in it for a while?
It's changing the whole game. Actually, it's changing the whole landscape of it. I think artists who aren't going to get with the times, I think, are going to get left behind. To be honest with you, it goes anywhere from me personally. What I've been seeing is, which also has its benefits, and some people would say it's cons, but I think there's a lot of pros to it. I think sometimes, like the production, for example, right? Production goes down. It's cheaper. It used to cost, let's say, 10,000, 20,000 just to make a song, right? Where now you could do it in your home. You could do it using AI plugins, using AI tools. You have mastering, for example, that you'd have to create a separate studio session, have it done by an AI plugin. There's a lot of that's just one production, right? You have monetization, you have marketing, AI cloning. I mean, there's so many things that's going on right now. Yeah, it's definitely it's also putting I think putting helping the artists, putting them around the world in a quicker amount of time, and I think it leveled the playing field too with the industry.
But you don't think it's making it more competitive because now, kid dancing in their pajamas on TikTok can be bigger than a Hollywood actor or like a big singer.
Competition is good. That's what America strives on, right?
Seeing a lot of AI clones making music, taking over like the space
Yeah,
of
man.
real people. You think that's
Uh,
going to be a real
I
problem or no?
I don't think that you can ever look. Two things with that. Okay, one is you can never emulate the emotion that a human being gives. Okay, in music. Okay, you could make clones. You could have things sound great, like the 50 Cent, how they have like the What Up Gang. They do the '60s version, right? That's awesome. Sounds great. But can you go ask him to go do a concert or
Not
go do a
yet.
show?
Not
No, you
yet.
can't. But you don't have the person. You don't have the human being. We're always going. Music is always going to have that human element to it. That is, you could have ways to help artists and help people, but you're not going to be able to take them out.
Not yet, at least.
I don't think so at all. Maybe you
Well,
could do it in other industries like McDonald's
hopefully,
or
hopefully not
not.
for a while.
Yeah. No, we're not
Hopefully not
gonna.
for a
We're not
while.
gonna
Yeah.
do it. You're not going to be able to take the humans on that one. Every other industry, I agree with you. There's a really scare. It's scary out there for a lot of other industries, but I think music's going to be the one thing that they won't be able to take.
What about how do you feel tokenization and quantum security is going to affect music when people can just basically steal the work with because like quantum encryption and decryption is going to start affecting everybody very soon, but I think in the next couple of years. So like and then anything that's digital format, which obviously all the music is in digital files now, and
Mm.
all media actually, it'll be just as vulnerable as your bank account or as your crypto wallet. It's just yes, I'm sure it's not going to be the first thing at risk, but I think you give it a couple of
Mm.
months, and then people are gonna be like, oh, I can just steal the master of this artist. Why the hell wouldn't I?
It's a very big problem you're talking about. Yeah, and look at right now what just happened. I don't know if you followed, but real recently, a big blow to artists was that labels somehow have agreed to allow you can now purchase a version of somebody. You don't have to go get a feature, let's say, from a major artist, like let's say Offset or Snoop Dogg for $100,000, $300,000. You know what I mean? Which is you're paying because of their name, likeness, their ability, their, just
You're
access.
getting their audience.
Not yet.
You're,
Also the audience, but now they're allowing you to just purchase an AI verse of their voice for a feature.
really?
Yeah, and
And
that
does it
was
still get the audience? Like, can you still market it?
it's
Like,
through the label. The labels are the one who own them.
so the label signs you
The
up.
labels convincing them basically that they can make more money, okay, selling their feature price with the AI clone while they're sleeping, let's say. But what a negative to that is that their price for a feature is going to go down now for
Because you
the real
become a
feature.
commodity now. You
I
become
become
a
a
commodity
commodity.
and your
Yeah,
competition is
exactly.
a
And
race to
then
the bottom.
not only that, you're gonna have what million verses out there, a million features.
Right.
It's not nobody's gonna be. People love it because it's like we don't get to hear it, and then when we hear it, it's that what I mean. It's that shit.
Hmm.
It's that stuff. So it's really. I feel like the labels found a way to get themselves back in the business because they were losing it
But you mean like with the AI thing?
with a lot of people don't need labels these days.
Well, yeah,
I
because you could become famous on TikTok
You
or
could
one of
do
the
it
other
yourself,
platforms.
yeah, but I think labels play a very integral part still, and like Nori always has this argument of like you want a major or independent, but listen, like majors do a lot for artists, but independent make more money with it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
if you could blow yourself up, all power to you. Um, but I'm in between. I like both. I like I'm all about the artist, you know what I mean? Me personally. I've always been about the artist development, which is very you don't find that too often, you know what I mean? I champion that, So it's a tough one, man. It's really that's especially with security. I mean, like and very well, like I've had my stuff hacked. I've had my Instagram hacked. I've had my Facebook hacked, like it's like luckily I just don't care about that stuff as much. You know what I mean? But it's
Some
very
people do.
important.
Some people
Some
do.
people it's their whole livelihood. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I totally understand that, and I definitely think that needs to be addressed. And I think that it needs to be addressed from the highest level, from legislation. You know what I mean? Especially with
But
the what
governments, they can't solve the hacking issue because,
because they don't
first of all,
know
these
it.
are private companies. Well, number one, they're private companies.
Okay,
So the
so what?
government can only do so much. They can pass the law and say, all right, if you get hacked, we'll fine you. But it's not going to deter hackers because they have a different incentive, you know?
I don't mean them to fix it by saying we're gonna find you if you do it. I mean find the root underlying problem and try to stop it from this gate. You know what I mean? No, don't try to like come after the problem and be the police, or policing
Sure.
force. We need solutions. We don't need band-aids that are put on wounds. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I
That
mean,
you
the
need
underlying
stitching for.
problem is people want money. That's the problem.
Well, that's a problem in America.
That's the problem for
That
everybody,
is a problem too.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's a major problem. I agree. I'm all about
So,
making more money for all my people. So yeah, I'm
exactly.
with that. But
But so have you thought about offering like tokenization and that type of technology to somebody artists so they can control their data and then they can you know they can include payment system right in there. They can control how much they get paid. They can control bonuses, kind of like in you get like Uber Eats or something. They let you give a bonus to your driver and stuff like that. Not a bonus. The hell's it called? You know
a
what I'm talking
tip,
about?
a
Tip.
tip.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You like somebody's
Yeah,
music, you can tip them. But now with an NFT, you can do it in real time and it's traceable and trackable. Matter of fact, you can actually uh, with this tokenization technology, you can invest into somebody's career for like you can tokenize a person the same way you can tokenize a house.
yeah. And what's next? Then we're gonna tokenize this video conference, this
No,
conversation.
no, but think about it. Like imagine if you invested in Justin Bieber, right, in his first like decade, and you got a contract that's a contract on the blockchain that every time he makes $1, you now make a 1%, kind of like a label would, right? Except anybody you can crowdfund it, and
Yeah, but
anybody can invest in it.
I just think that people are People look at it like a like the four-letter word that starts with a S. You know,
Shit.
a scam, a
Oh,
scam.
scam.
Yeah. So I think that people are afraid of number one security, like you mentioned. Number two, also, if somebody was to go hack this wallet and steal it, there's no retribution. There's no, redemption. There's no way to get it back. It's gone. At least if somebody goes and let's say steals money from my bank account, God forbid, right? Let's
Hmm.
just say, for example, my bank, they're responsible for it. They find out who it is. They could also trace it. You know what I mean? There are mechanisms in place that can prevent it. With crypto, I just personally, I love crypto. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big proponent, but I'm just saying, I think it's a wild west, and I'm not personally. I like to keep it into me. I'm personally not as savvy enough that I can go ahead and find out where to come from. What's the IP address? Is it a VPN? How could I get I'm not that, and I think most people aren't that good or that savvy to be comfortable in it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I think they need security. What they don't know, their fear of the unknown. You know what I mean?
So I would agree with you perhaps today, but again, most banks, actually all the banks already, are
Except
onboarding
in
crypto
crypto.
now.
I know, I
And
know.
since they passed the law not even 6 months ago. So it is still new,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's already happening. And this time next year, everybody's going to be like, of course, my Bitcoin and my Ethereum, my stable coins are custodied with Chase or Citi or whatever,
Yeah. I'm not
because
saying. I'm not
it's
saying that
happening
they're not.
already.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're
So
not
it'll
going to
be the
invest
same
in them.
exact thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not going to invest in XRPs and all these whatever. I'm just saying what they are not there yet. Yeah, they could be there. Plus it's a lot of volatility. Let's be honest. Like people could just invest in gold
No,
and
but I'm not talking about investing in crypto. I'm talking about that same technology.
mm-hmm.
The actual technology works. It's the stable coins which are not volatile. It's just a dollar
Stable coin. Yeah,
in
the
a token
USDT.
format.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so now with adding the quantum security feature on top of that, you're not going to get hacked. The bank's already custody it, so it's the same thing as having a bank account. Now you're able to take that same technology, you can put it on an artist the same way you can put it on a house, and now anybody can crowdfund it. Now anybody can invest in it. Now, so if you are not big enough or not famous enough, or you don't have the connections to go and get, uh, I don't know, Universal Music or
A
Sony Music
publishing
or
deal or
whoever
admin deal.
to
Yeah,
give
I
you
get
100 grand and sign you up and blow you up and whatever, you can just say, here's my token. You guys can invest in my contract, and
you.
anything that I do is going to go through this contract for the next decade. You guys make 10% of every dollar that I make from music. Like that's
I mean,
not
this sounds like what
a
they tried to do with
theory.
the
Just expect that
NFTs.
today.
They,
Yeah, but
they
it's
tried to do the NFT. NFTs gassed up and blew down.
yeah because of all the scams. But I'm not. But the technology is not a scam. It's like
No,
saying that. Oh,
it's
I
not
got
about the
scammed.
technology. It's about the users and
Right.
how
Right.
they're being used. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That it's not about. I get the tech is there. Yeah, it's great. NFTs technically are a great idea, and Alfonso will tell you it's a great idea. But you have these bad actors, and
Mhm.
more so than not, unfortunately, in the society that we live in, not everybody's like you and I. You know what I mean? Like, you have more people than not that do all these
Right.
things, and they get away with it sometimes, most of the time. You know what I mean? And if not, they'll throw a bunch of money at the law and get away. It's like
Right.
you get rewarded for unfortunately being that type of person.
So where do you see it going then? If they're not willing to adapt to some of the stuff.
It's really funny because this is what I'm trying to tell you. You're gonna have like this AI versus the human element, and either the human element they're gonna just get mad and say, "I'm out, I'm done, I'm going to podcasting," like a lot of these people are doing. Like this is like what we're on right now,
Right.
or they're gonna stand up for their passion that we love. You know what I mean? Like, for example, or try to find a happy medium. You know what I mean? Something in between, intertwined. I can't tell you, but I certainly hope that that humans prevail, and I hope good prevails, and I definitely hope that we can find some way to coexist. But yeah,
What do you personally thinking? Like, what do you like? Where do
do
you
I?
feel you're going to be adapting technology, and what kind?
So I think that we're going to be doing more analytics. We use a lot of data analytics, knowing how to target audience. You know what I mean? How to know where your client, where your customers are, and then now you don't have to shoot like a meanderously trying to get one advertisement to go all over the country, and that you're doing rock music, but you're advertising to country fans. You know what I mean? Now we
Hmm.
can see exactly where our customers are, where our users are. We could target ads just to them, and we could hit 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Whereas in the past, our conversion rates were a lot less.
Hmm.
I think that's how you use it, or even as far as protect, like you said, data, right? People, I know artists are, you can start selling your data soon. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of AI tools that you can use. You can now do music videos with Sona, or you know what I mean? All these
Hmm.
different kinds of like amazing AI tools that really are changing the game. I mean, you used to have to rent a Red camera for $100,000 if you couldn't buy one, and you have to know how to operate them. It's not just okay to have one, but
Right.
or you could shoot a video on your iPhone 4K. You know what I mean? Now 8K, there's 10K.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, like I just got that 17, and it's incredible. It's stabilizer, has everything to it. So we're gonna need a lot of help from these big companies too. These very massive companies, Apple's and the
Yeah, and
Spotify's, and
next iPhone is gonna have an IMAX camera.
yeah,
So,
because Spotify is going down soon. We're gonna have to have some new people in there.
why do you think Spotify is going down? They're not paying enough to
I don't
their.
think I don't think they just, like, for example, I took an advertisement out on Spotify, right, for a song, right. So you advertise, all of a sudden you go to that song, you have to press 3 times next before your song actually plays. So people that I was sending to my song, I wasn't even getting the credit for it. You know what I mean? Because
How does that make sense? Why would you?
that's, you have to they give you three songs that you have, that they want you to listen to, who are advertising or whatever, and then your song plays, right? Now they
As
just
an ad?
as like a skip. Yeah, next song. Not an ad, but it's like a
No, but
song.
like you're saying, you advertise it. So it's like an ad format, or is it just
So
like
now,
showing up?
well, now they finally changed that. If I take an advertisement, it'll go straight to my song. But
Mm.
in the past, when I would when I would like send people to my song using a link or whatever it is, it wouldn't go straight to my song. It would go, the link would go to that, but there would be two or three songs that are before mine. So they're technically pushing the songs that they want to push. And then if the user stayed on it and went next, then they would hear my song finally. And most are
And you're
like that.
paying for that. That's insane.
It's crazy. It's nuts. So I really didn't like that. And the truth of the matter is that, let's be honest, you press someone, to get someone to go click, and then they don't hear what like, why isn't that song I chose on? They're not going to the next one. They're exiting, going to another app, or something else.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Nobody's going to that extra step. That's why it's got to be seamless. It's got to be quick. It's got to be right.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know if I was supposed to get 100,000 hits, 500,000 hits, or 20,000 from what you know what I mean? Depending on what I got because of that. So I want to give a big shout out to all of the legends and the music business that paved the way for us. Okay. And I'm not just talking about the guys who came in 2000, I'm talking about the 90s, like the LL Cool J's, the Cool Hercs, you know what I mean? Big Daddy Kane, Jay-Z, yeah, all these amazing people. 50 Cent, Queens, you already know that's where I represent from, Jamaica States, Nas, Run. So yeah, and then down to the amazing like Miri Ben Ari, hip hop violinist, to the and the guys behind the scenes who do the things that you guys don't see. You know, Jerry Wonders, the Nice and the Silence, French Montana's crew. You know, all the good people. Snoop. All right,
All right.
appreciate you, man.
Later.
Shabbat shalom. All right.
All right. All right.